singing at a train station?
Yeah, that's right. I've just been over to see the Rolling Stones play in South London. They were playing to about 20 people, I think. And I was drunk on a railway station singing, and this guy saw me, and he asked me to join his band. And that guy happened to be Long John Baldry, who I hope some of you have heard of. He's a fabulous, fabulous blues singer.
And in fact, it's the person who Rod credited on Storyteller as giving him his first professional singing job. So thank you very much for your call. And Sandy is waiting. She's in Akron, Ohio, and getting ready to speak with Rod Stewart in London. Sandy, go ahead.
Hi, Rod.
Hello there.
I saw you on your last tour, the Out of Order tour, and it was a fabulous concert. And I really, really enjoy your new song, Rhythm of My Heart. That's beautiful. My question is, how are you inspired in your songwriting? Do you draw on personal experiences?
Yeah, basically, you draw from all experiences, everything around you, all emotions, anything. I mean, just absolutely everything. I don't sit down and write songs. I write songs when I have to make an album. I just store them all up here. I mean, I don't write, you know, 10 songs a week or 20 songs a week. I just wait and I write 10 songs for an album.
Do you...
Okay?
Thank you very much. And Eileen is waiting from Alhambra, California, to speak with Rod Stewart on Rockline tonight. Go ahead, Eileen.
Hi, Rod. How are you?
Well, I'm pretty good.
Good. I really enjoy your new album, and it seems to have more of a soul sound to it than your previous albums. And I know that you're an Otis Redding fan, and I was wondering if he had an influence on you.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. I would say the two big influences on me have been Sam Cooke and Otis Redding. And I still find myself listening to those guys, you know, no matter what's happening nowadays, I still find myself listening to their old records. And unfortunately, I never saw Sam Cooke appear live. I'd love to have seen him. But they were big influence, yes, you're right.
Rod, you also get to sing with the Temptations on the album. How is that?
Oh, that was a great honor. I mean, such a great honor. I mean, and also to sing with Tina Turner as well. I mean, I'm a very lucky guy. Some guys do have the luck, you see.
Some guys have all the luck.
Yeah.
Rod, were you actually in the studio with Tina, or did you record at separate times?
No, Tina and I sung that one together, but the Temps recorded theirs separately because they were out on tour. Bless them, they were so good.
And Walter is waiting on the line. He's in Ormond Beach, Florida, to speak with Rod Stewart tonight. Go ahead, Walter, what's your question?
Good morning, Mr. Stewart. Thank you for staying up till 3 a.m.
Good evening, old boy.
All right. I wanted to ask you on the second cut of your new album, Rebel Heart. Who is Rebel Heart, and are you going to do any more videos from that new CD?
The Rebel Heart, there wasn't any woman. Do you know what the song's about?
Yes.
You do? Well, it's really made up in my mind. As far as the video, I don't know. I don't even know if it's going to be a single or not.
There you go, Walter. Thank you very much for calling. Rod, I'm curious to hear your telling of what the song is about.
Well, it's about a lesbian lover, for want of a better word.
Well, that might be news to both Walter and myself. I'm not sure.
Of course, not news to you, is it, Walter?
And Brandon has got a question. He's in White Bear Lakes, Minnesota. Got a question for Rod where it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Go ahead, Brandon.
How you doing, Rod?
Pretty good.
That's good. I'm a musician myself, and I've had some problems with, like, family support. And I was wondering if you had a lot of family support, and how important was it to your career and what you've done so far?
Yeah, my family were behind me 100%. Not financially, because we didn't have any money. You know, it's working class background like most of us come from, but you really do need it. You really need the support of your family in every way. If you haven't got it, just plow ahead anyway. If you've got it in here and you're committed to the music, you've got a good chance of making it. But I use that word committed. You've got to be committed to it. Can't be just an excuse not to go to work.
Brandon,
like I think a lot of guys are in bands now because they don't want to do a day job. Seems like everybody on the street corners in a group. Too many musicians.
Too many musicians, Brandon. Thank you very much for your phone call. Pam is waiting on the line from Indianapolis, Indiana. Pam, you're next up. Go ahead. Oh, Pam.
Yes.
Go ahead. Say hi to Rod Stewart. You're on the Rockline.
Rod, how are you?
Okay.
Good.
Am I shouting?
Pardon me?
Apparently not loud enough.
I got a question.
Do you plan on doing any more work with Elton John?
Any work with Elton? Well, we've talked about touring together for a long, long time, and I hear that negotiations are open. I mean, that's about all I can tell you. I mean, it would be marvellous for us two to work together, as we're such old buddies, and he does dress up nicely as a woman, as you probably know.
Yeah, tell us that story. We heard that over here, something about a blonde coming up on stage at Wembley Arena.
Well, it was April Fool's Day, and so out the side of I knew Elton was there, but he was dressed normally, and halfway through the show he came walking on dressed up in the most outrageous outfit, full wig, full makeup, and a tray and a glass of wine for me. I was totally stunned. I mean, I've had some things happen to me, but that really threw me.
And you had no idea who it was?
No idea. I mean, my wife helped put his makeup on, and apparently he was out all day buying his frock. So bless him. We need people with that sort of humor in this business. I love him.
So thank you very much for your call. Elton John was on stage in a frock with Rod Stewart. Carla from Pensacola, Florida is waiting with her question tonight on Rockline. Carla, go ahead.
Rod, that's a nice jacket.
Hello.
It's a nice jacket. What I'd like to ask
It's
you is...
blue.
What I'd like to ask you is if you'll be recording any live albums soon.
Any what, darling?
Any live
Any live albums? No, I don't think so. I'm not a great lover of live albums. What about you?
Well, I love yours.
Well, I think there's so much cheating goes on with live albums. There's so much doctoring goes on. The last one I did, I think it was 6, 7 years ago. That was the way it was recorded, and we just put it out and left it. And everybody hated it, so I don't think I'll bother anymore.
Thank you very much for your call. And we move now to LaSalle, Illinois, where Kathy is waiting to join us on Rockline tonight. Welcome, Kathy, and ask your question for Rod Stewart.
Hi, Rod.
Hi, Kathy.
Okay.
Yes?
Kathy?
Hi, this is Kathy White from LaSalle, Illinois. I'd like to ask you if that's your son on Forever Young.
Was that my son? No, it wasn't. A lot of people ask me that. I've got a son. He's a little bit older than that. I could have put him in the video, but then I think my daughter wouldn't have been too pleased about it, so we decided to get a neutral chap.
Because one would have gotten annoyed if one was in the video and the other wasn't.
Yeah.
How many children do you have,
Simple
Rod?
arrive with me.
What?
3.
3 children.
3.
Okay, you're watching Rockline on MTV. Our guest tonight is Rod Stewart. We've heard about Elton John joining him on stage. We've heard about the Kurdish Relief concerts and how Rod feels about live albums, and we'll hear more when we come back.
In the car with its head sticking out the window? Well, they passed a road sign that cut its head right off, and they drove on for 10 minutes before...
Welcome back to Rockline on MTV, and if you've got a question for Rod Stewart, our toll-free number is 1-800-344-ROCK, and that's 1-800-344-7625. He's in London, where it's about 3:20 or so in the morning, so you still have a couple of minutes to give him a call. Rod, you were talking about your live dates and how you really like to get there and play, but you've got a classic story about playing at the Fillmore East with the Jeff Beck Group your first time out. What was that performance like?
Oh, the first ever appearance I made in America?
Yeah, tell that story. It's a classic.
Well, it was with the Jeff Beck Group, and it must have been 1967, and I hated the place so much in America, I swore I'd never come back to America. Now I live there. But we were on with the Grateful Dead, and I was absolutely so scared, stage fright, that I couldn't go out in front of the audience, simply because I thought, me trying to sound like a soul singer, there's bound to be loads of them in the audience. And I got out there, and I was scared, and I ran behind the amps, and I sang 3 numbers from behind the amps until Jeff came out and said, "Come on, you got to come out and sing out the front." That's a true story.
And it's hard, if you've ever seen Rod.
Stage fright.
It's hard to imagine Rod now and try to put those 2 images together. They barely go. Betty Ann is waiting to talk to you tonight, Rod, from Los Angeles, California. Betty, welcome to Rockline, and what's your question?
Hi. Hello, Rod.
Hello there.
Rod?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is Betty Ann in Los Angeles.
How you doing?
I'm fine. I just want to say before I ask my question that even if you stood behind an amp for the whole concert, I think I got my money's worth and more.
Aww.
Thank you very much.
Rod, my husband and I recently were lucky enough to see you at Wembley Arena in London, and it was fabulous. And I really thought you had a kind of peace and almost a radiance about you that I hadn't seen before. And there was only one thing that disappointed me a little bit, and that was that you didn't sing The Killing of Georgie.
Yeah, there's a lot of people want to hear Killing a Georgie, but I've got so many songs. I mean, literally so many songs. I could be up there for 4 hours. Maybe we'll bring it back in when we get back to the States. I don't know. There's a lot of songs I don't play.
That was my question. I wanted to make a special plea for that song. It'd be fabulous, and I know there are a lot of fans like me who would just die to hear it again. You do it so well.
I shall take a mental note.
You know, Betty Ann touched on something that I noticed too, Rod, on Vagabond Heart. I just got this feeling on the songs that you have reached a place where you're happy and content and maybe just incredibly in love. I don't know what the magic ingredient is. How are you feeling at this point in your life?
All of those things. All of those things. As you were, I just got married just before Christmas, and I'm very happy.
What a great place to be. And I'm so glad that we got to capture that tonight. That's really great. Ralph, you're calling from Houston, Texas, and you should be happy tonight because you're talking to Rod Stewart in London. Go ahead.
Hello, Rod. This is Ralph Riley, one of the Smiler staff members.
Whoa. How are you doing, mate? All right?
Oh, doing fine, Rod. How are you doing?
Good.
Best of luck to you on the new album and the tour, and be looking forward to you here in the States in the fall.
So what's your question, Ralph?
The question is, this is actually from Shan Lee, Rod. She wants to know, what is the most bizarre incident involving a fan trying to meet you that you've ever encountered?
I don't know if I can tell you this one. I mean, it was in the Faces days, and we were getting chased everywhere by lots of girls. And I checked into my room, and I went to the smallest room in the suite, you know, to take care of business. And I sat down, like you do, and there was some giggling behind the shower curtain. So I pulled the shower curtain back, and there were 2 girls there. So I quickly pulled up my trousers and ran outside. Very, very embarrassing moment. Is that okay, Martha? I told that one.
That's okay. That sounds pretty embarrassing to me. It
was, tell you.
So thank you for your call. And we've got Rose on the line from Addison, Illinois. Rose, what's your question for Rod Stewart tonight?
Hi, Rod. This is Rose Thornall from Addison, Illinois. I know you're tired. What I did want to ask you is I followed you through your musical career, and I am really pleased with everything I've heard from you. But is Rod Stewart the man? Okay, I really wanted to know, what is it that you have accomplished, or not accomplished, I should say, in your personal life that you've wanted to accomplish?
Well, if you'd have asked me that question maybe 9 months ago, I could have given you a really good answer, but I'm a very happy man now. You know, I'm married, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm married to the most wonderful woman on this earth. So I really can't ask for much more. I've been more than lucky, more than lucky.
Thank you very much, Rose, for your call. And we have time to speak with Melody, who's calling from New Orleans, Louisiana. Melody, what's your question tonight?
Hi, Rod. How are you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
I'm from New Orleans. We love you.
Thank you.
I'm
I like
just
it down
asking,
there.
have you made any changes in your lineup for this touring band?
Yeah, I've added a fiddle and a mandolin player because we're trying to do more of the things off the old stuff, off of Every Picture Tells a Story. Plus I got 2 backup singers. So it's a whole different look when we get out to the Americas.
So thank you very much, Melody, for calling. And Rod, hopefully you'll be over here in the United States at what point? You'll be coming here when?
August, September, October, and November.
And that's when we can look forward to him here in the United States. And I think that we have time, checking my watch, for one more question. Gabrielle from Philly, Pennsylvania. Gabrielle, quick, what's your question?
How are you today?
I'm good.
You are fabulous. I'm from Philadelphia. I listen to you all the time. I have a question for you. Have you ever considered making a Christmas song, original or a remake?
No.
That's your question.
No, I don't want to. No, I haven't. I've never thought about it. I don't think I ever will.
Thank you,
Martha.
Gabrielle, for... Yes, Rod.
Martha, how's the show?
It's going great. In fact, it's finished.
Is it big success?
Big
Good.
success.
Hooray.
Thank you very much. Go to sleep now.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And that is it for this edition of Rockline on MTV. We've had Rod Stewart calling us from, or speaking to us from the Rockline studios in London. Next week, our guest right here opposite me will be LL Cool J, so join us then. And once again, Rod, thank you very much. Goodbye.